Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about something that I think is pretty important for being successful, not just as an artist, but as life in general. And it's something that I've come to realize after talking to lots and lots of other artists as well as just successful people in life, that this is a pretty important concept. And that concept is that you need to find a way instead of finding excuses. And it sounds super simple and like, duh, Austin, but that's really, I think, one of the most important keys to success. So what I mean by that is we all have things in life that are holding us back or like stopping us from reaching our potential or achieving our goals. Whether it's money, family problems, where we live, where we were raised, whatever it might be that's stopping us. There's hundreds of things for everybody that is trying to hold us back from what we want to do with our lives. Now, everyone has those things. There's very few people on this planet who have never had a single hardship. I'm going to say no people on this planet who have never had a single hardship, whether internal or external. And I'm not saying that some people aren't born in more difficult circumstances than other people. That's definitely true. Some people are, born into really wealthy families and they're really lucky, and some people are born to basically homeless, right? I'm not saying that people don't have difficulties. What I'm saying is that despite the fact that we all have trials, the people that become successful and achieve their goals in life are people who don't use those excuses. Instead, they just find a solution. Now, let's assume that, maybe it's true. Maybe some people they're destined to never be successful, right? Maybe because of your race or your gender or your sexual orientation or where you live or how much money you make, any of those things, maybe because of that, you genuinely cannot become successful because one of those things are actually stopping you. Maybe that's true. We don't know, right? We don't know if that's actually true. However, if you believe that it is true, if you believe that you can never be successful because of something, then you automatically make it true. You concrete it into fact that you never will be successful because of those things, and it's because you believe it. However, if you don't believe it, and despite all these limitations and things that are pushing against you, and you find solutions to coming around these things instead of just using them as excuses, then maybe you might not still be successful. However, now you have a chance. Now there's a possibility that you can make it because at least you're trying. So I'm going to share a story of a time where at a previous time in my life, I probably would have made an excuse for it and just been like, oh, well, but instead I found a solution for it. So after I quit my job working at the credit card company that I hated, I was miserable, and I wanted to pursue my dream of being an artist. I quit. And that same night that I quit, I got a phone call from an animation studio that I had contacted like over a year ago, and showed them my sketchbook and, asked them for a job, and they basically said, no, you're not good enough. And so it was like a year later, I quit my job and I was looking for something else. And that same night they called me out of the blue and they said, hey, we have a position open at the animation studio. Can you come work tomorrow? And I was amazed and super excited, and I was like, yeah, totally. And then he said, the owner said, okay, do you know how to use After Effects? And I didn't. Now, at this point, it would be really easy for me to just say, man, like, this is too hard. I don't know anything. Like, I don't know how to use After Effects. I guess I can't do this job. Or to say, like, what was I thinking? I might as well just go back and work at the credit card company or wherever else. But instead, I told him, I don't know how to use that program. However, I'm a really quick learner, and I will go home tonight and I will spend all night on the internet and I'll learn how to use it, and I'll come in tomorrow morning and do the project for you. And he said, okay, if you can do it. And so that's what I did. I stayed up till like 3 o'clock in the morning and I watched tons of YouTube videos on how to use After Effects, and I downloaded the free trial, and I just practiced all night long. And I went in the next morning. I wasn't amazing at it. I wasn't, a superhero when it comes to After Effects, but I did the project, and I also gained experience and a lot of credibility from showing, like, I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm just going to find a way to get it done. So Another couple of examples. So an artist that I really admire, Bobby Chiu. If you guys don't know who Bobby Chiu is, go check out his YouTube channel. He also is the founder of Schoolism, which is where I took a lot of my art education from online. So Bobby Chiu, when he decided to quit his job and become an artist, a freelance artist, I believe the day he quit, all of his art was digital, and his computer crashed, and he lost everything, his entire portfolio. All the high-res images of his entire portfolio were completely gone forever. Now, I mean, a lot of people would probably take that as a sign that, oh, well, I guess it's not meant to be. Like, there's no way I will possibly have enough time to make my portfolio and recreate everything and get it all back together and make a bunch of new paintings and stuff and be able to get a job with it. Like, there's just no way I won't be able to accomplish that. I'm going to have to go back and get a normal job and slowly build that up. But he didn't do that. Instead, he just told himself, you know what, this is just life testing me, and if I let it win, then I'm never going to reach my goal. So instead, he found a way, and he figured it out instead of letting that be an excuse for him. Another example, a friend of mine, Isaac Morehouse, he's a CEO of a company called Praxis. I'm actually wearing their shirt right now. A long time ago when he was younger, he was working at a company where the CEO was known for being really mean and cold all the time. And she, didn't joke around, or she had really high expectations. So they were going to meet with some clients, and it was about a 1-hour drive. And so they're driving the whole time, talking, and, they're making pretty good small talk. And about almost an hour into the drive, he realized he has been going the wrong way the entire time, that they're almost an hour in the opposite direction. So he stops and says, oh my goodness, we've been driving the wrong way the whole time. And she just shuts down pretty quick and is clearly visibly upset. And he pulls over at a gas station to get some gas. He's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make sure we hit both of our meetings. So he gets out of the car. He calls the first guy at the meeting and asks him, hey, can we push it back half an hour? We're running a little bit late, but we'll be there as quick as possible, and we'll just shorten the meeting down to half an hour long. And the guy said, yeah, that's fine. He called the second person and said, hey, can we move our thing back a little bit later and meet at a coffee shop instead of meeting at the office we were going to meet at? And they agreed, got in the car. They got to the first appointment. They did awesome. Sold them on their idea and went to the second one. And it was legendary. When he got back to the office, he kind of made light of it and was like, yeah, it was a close one, And it gained him a lot of respect from the CEO, because even though he made a mistake, instead of just saying, man, I'm so sorry, and waiting for her to give him pity and be like, hey, like, it's okay. A lot of times that's what we want, right? We want people to say it's okay, or to justify our excuses, right? Like, it's too hard, or I'm so tired when I get home from work that I don't have enough energy to draw or paint or whatever, or work on my portfolio. I'm just too tired. And a lot of times we say these things to other people in our lives, hoping them to be like, yeah, I understand, or that's really tough and stuff, so that we can feel better about our own excuses. But it's only hurting ourselves, right? Next time you think, man, I feel tired, I'm too tired to draw, instead think, man, I'm going to go to bed early so I can wake up early and draw before I go to work so I'm not tired. Or instead of saying, man, I'm so tired I can't draw, instead think, wow, I'm going to draw so that I'm not tired like this for the rest of my life because I'm working in a job I hate. If I just force myself to draw now, then later I'll be doing what I love and I won't have to feel like this. So anyways, long story short, if you want to really not just be successful, but live a fulfilled life and be, not have any regrets about anything, then don't make excuses. Find solutions. Cool, guys. Have a nice day. Oh, also, one last thing. Be sure to subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more. Also, in the comments, let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see. What do you want to hear me talk about? Who do you want me to interview? What kind of tutorials do you want? Stuff like that. So leave that in the comments. And also, if you haven't checked out my course on digital painting, I will leave a link to that in the description with a coupon. So you guys can get it for $15 instead of $65. And then you can also follow me on social media. So check out my website. I'm on Instagram at austinbatchart, as well as on Facebook at austinbachelor'sart. So thanks guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.